Aew Dynamite starts with MJF's song playing for his hometown crowd of Long Island, New York, but CM Punk comes out instead and the crowd boos. Then Punk trash talks Long Island's hockey team and the people from Long Island. Then he shows his shirt, which has Britt Baker as the fourth pillar on it instead of MJF, and Punk says Chicago is better and louder, and says his dog Larry has more balls than MJF, and Larry is neutered. And he says that if MJF is the guy that Long Island backs, then they are all chicken shit. The Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal happens during the match as MJF is eliminating Leo Rush and Lee Johnson. He also eliminates Wardlow. And Dante Martin eliminates Ricky Starks, so next week MJF and Dante will have a match for the Diamond Ring. After the match, Ricky beats down Dante, and MJF turns around and runs down the ramp to help Ricky beat down Dante. And Punk runs out to save Dante and hits Ricky with the GTS as MJF runs off. Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus and the Varsity Blondes, Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr. with Julia Hart in their corner versus 2.0, Jeff Parker and Matt Lee and the Acclaimed, Max Caster and Anthony Bowens. During the match, Daniel Garcia is distracting the referee and Eddie Kingston runs out to drop Garcia, and Jungle Boy wins with a snare trap on Caster. After the match, backstage, Ortiz is trying to calm down Eddie, who's trash talking, but we can't hear what he's saying. Then 2.0 and Garcia attack Kingston and Ortiz. The Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson with Brandon Cutler and Adam Cole in their corner versus Chuck Taylor and Rocky Romero with Orange Cassidy in their corner, and the Bucks win with the Melter driver. After the match, the Bucks and Cole beat down Chuck, Romero and Cassidy. Then Sue drives into the arena and Trent is back and he drops the Bucks and Cole. Ruby Soho has a backstage interview, but the Bunny Alley and Penelope Ford interrupt and call her Ruby Solo, saying she doesn't have friends for her 3-on-3 tag match on Rampage, and Ruby says let's fight now and hits Alley. Then Nyla Rose shows up and Nyla, Alley and Penelope attack Ruby, but Tay Conti and Anna Jay with steel chairs save Ruby. Sammy Guevara has an interview on the stage, but Cody Rhodes comes out and says Tony Khan said Cody is the next challenger for the TNT Championship. Cody shakes Sammy's hand and says good luck kid. Then Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky are in the crowd, and Ethan says he didn't skip the line for a TNT title match. Dan Lambert got him his match and he's coming back soon. Then Scorpio says at some point Sammy has to step up to the plate and prove he's a champion. Jamie Hayter with Rebel and Britt Baker in her corner versus Riho, and Riho wins with the running knees. After the match, Britt attacks Riho. The Varsity Blondes and Julia Hart have an interview on stage, but the lights go out and Malachi Black appears and he spits mist into Julia's face and disappears. Bryan Danielson versus John Silver in the main event, and Bryan locks on a submission to an already unconscious John Silver for the win. After the match, Bryan says he's kicked everyone's head in like he said he would. The next week, he'll be kicking in Headman Adam Page's head. Then Bryan stomps Silver and Hangman runs out and attacks Bryan, but Bryan runs up the ramp and Hangman says, next week I kick the cowboy shit out of you. We'll see you next week for the next Dynamite highlight.